welcome to Yoga Express. We are going to get started as soon as I can verify that we are in fact live, and hopefully, fingers crossed, my lovely dog Denali will stay outside. She's been in and out like crazy this morning, and hopefully she gives us a half hour. Otherwise, I gotta do what I gotta do, run upstairs, let her in, and I'll come right back down. But we're gonna pretend like everything's gonna be great, and hopefully it is. So grab your mat, grab your space, grab your water, and let's spend some time together. My name is Jen. So I'm gonna try my best to do just a regular yoga class today. Obviously I can't support myself in downward dog still, and it will be a little while for sure, but I'm gonna go through more of a regular flow today. That's the plan. Okay, well, let's just sit and breathe and be in our space. Get out of our head and get into our yoga space. Two more breaths wherever you are. Beautiful. Okay. We're going to stagger our legs a little bit, kind of like we did with our groin stretch last week. But we're going to be here. We're going to come onto our forearm. We're going to lift the other arm up and over. So a nice big side body stretch to start. And then if you want to lift up those hips and push them forward, you can do that as well. And then come down. So let's go up and down, let's say 5 times. So let's come up and down and up and down. Up and down. 2 more. Up and down. Switch it over to the other side. So we're here first. And let's just come up and bring that arm up. And then we can look up. And then we can push those hips forward. And come down. So let's do 5 together. All right, come into a tabletop. Grab my block. And let's do a couple cat-cows just to get ourselves nice and warmed up. At your own pace. Remembering that everything with our yoga practices that we're doing virtually is at your own pace. So if you don't like something, you can change it. And then come to a nice neutral back, and then just swing those hips a little side to side. All right, so I'm going to just position here. So let's come into a nice higher tabletop. So we're on our hands and knees, and I'm just modifying myself over here. All right, so all I want us to do is to do some forward lifts of that arm, or one arm at a time. Try to keep our back nice and neutral. So making sure that your shoulders are down and they're equal with each other in height, and the same thing for your hips. So let's just, I'm going to do my good side first. I'm going to take my left arm and just lift it and back down. So I'm not lifting up in height anything else. And then let's come out a little bit more at a diagonal. Some more of a Y. And if you have a mirror to look into, or you can see your reflection in the TV or something like that, great, do it. Out to the side. If you need to bend that elbow a little bit, that's fine. And then bring that arm behind me and just push it back. So this should be a little bit of effort that you're putting in here to stay nice and neutral. Let's do one more. And then release, and then do the other side. So I'm going to go the other way. All right, so arms in front for that eye first. And then up at a bit of a diagonal. And to the side, remember you can bend the elbow if we need to. And then bring the arm behind and pulse it up. Beautiful. All right, well, let's come back to our tabletop. Let's take one leg, just push it back, stretch it out. I want you to kind of roll that foot to the inside and the outside. Obviously, the inside will have a lot more range of motion than the out, but that's fine. And then switching it out, let's move that foot side to side. All right, then we're going to come into our downward dog. I'm going to come to a puppy. Join me, but if you can do a full downward dog, this is your time. And you're going to stretch out and pedal out those feet. And let's take about 5 breaths here to add movement, or be still. All right, find your stillness, and then take your right leg back behind. Let's bend that knee, open up the hip to the side. Come in, bring that knee in. If you're in a puppy, you're gonna have to lift yourself up a little bit, and then bring that foot in front, and then come into a nice low lunge here. Hands can be on your hips, in front, wherever they need to be for balance, that's where they're gonna be. But I want you to make yourself sure that you have a nice wide base of support, because in a second, we're gonna bend, set these toes underneath and come up to a standing higher lunge. So, stay here. Let's open up to one side. Come through center. Open up to the other side. Come through center. And now, can we tuck those back toes under and push ourselves up? If you need to come up slower, a different way, totally fine. And let's open up to one side. To the center, and to the other side. And to the center. All right, let's bring those arms up. And swan dive down. Bringing those hands to the ground. I'm gonna adjust myself accordingly. I'm gonna go through my tabletop, but you can stay in plank. And we're going to go back to our downward dog or our puppy, whatever we were doing. Let's take 5 breaths here. All right, then we're going to lift our other leg back behind us. We're going to bend that knee, open it up to the side. then come back in. I'm going to lift myself up, and I'm going to bring that knee in, bring that foot to the ground, and come to a low lunge, making sure that I have that base of support. Bringing the shoulders back and down. All right, I'm going to bring a little bit of a twist one way. Through center and a twist the other way. Coming through center, and I'm going to stick those toes under and come up into my high lunge, using just the legs, hopefully, to do that. Find your balance. Let's twist one way. Through center. And through the other. Through center. Now, we're just going to stay up. So we're going to bring that back foot up and come up to the front of our mat. Let's do some chairs. So bringing those hands in front. Let's sit back. And then come up. Let's sit back and twist to the right. Let's sit back and twist. And come on up. And let's go to the other side. Sit back and twist. And then rolling all the way up. Bring those arms back behind you. Interlace the fingers. Bring the feet as wide as the mat. Bend the knees and lean forward. Arms come up. Drop the hands. Let them hang. You can interlock your elbows with your hands if you'd like, and you can sway a little bit if you'd like. But we're going to roll on up nice and slow. All right, we're going to do a little balance on this side in preparation for our tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some kick forwards and kick backs and go from there. Okay, so if you need to hold on for balance, please do so. So I'm going to use this leg to start so I can just kind of turn and not hit anything. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that knee up. I'm going to hold it still. If I need to physically hold it, that's totally fine too. I'm going to kick out. Ooh. I'm going to come in. I'm going to stay up straight, and then I'm going to kick back and in. Drop that leg. A loop. And loop. All right, so that's our plan. We're going to do that 5 times, hopefully without having to touch that foot down. So we're kicking front, and we're kicking back. We're dropping that foot. We're doing like a little half circle and a half circle, and then coming back up again. So trying to keep the upper part of the body nice and still, so we're not bending forward and back. Our body is from the belly button up is stable, and all that movement's coming down from below. All right, so I'll start with this side. So let's kick, bring that knee up, hold it, kick out, come in, kick back, come in, drop that foot, don't want to touch, loop, half circle, loop, half circle, come back in, don't touch. Of course, if you ever need to do it, that's fine, but we're not setting that leg down at all. During this, we're working on stabilization with movement. All right, this is my third that I'm finishing up, so I have 2 more left. Out And one more time. And I love these kind of moving meditations because once you kind of get the hang of it, you really don't have to think about it too much. Mentally, you have to think about it with your body, but it gives you a chance to really work on breathing and really focusing on stabilization. And release, shake it out, move around. I'm gonna grab some water, this is a good time, and then we're gonna do that same thing on the other leg, making sure that obviously we have enough room for back, left, and right. Okay. Let's begin. Bring that knee up, hold for a second. Kick out, bring that foot in, kick it back, upper body stays still, and down. Half a circle. Half a circle, and in. Number 2. Number 3, this is our 4th that we're starting. Hands are wherever they need to be for balance. And then the last one, don't rush. And release, walk around. All right, so depending on how well that went for you, you can either go into tree or decide maybe you want to do something more on the ground. Maybe do like a balancing or a reclined twist or a figure 4 or something like that. Totally your call. We're going to do 2 rounds of 30 seconds on each side, and then we're pretty much going to be heading back down to the ground again. All right, so remember, you decide the height of that foot to make sure it's not on the knee directly. All right, let's push and pull in, or pushing equally on each side. All right, and let's begin. $29 and $30. Drop it down, walk around. How did it go? Good, bad, indifferent? Start one way, go the other way? Totally fine. I guess I'm going to try the other side and see which is our better side today. All right, let's get into position and let's begin. Sometimes you just gotta know when to make the modification. Two and one. All right. Rest, walk around, take a drink, and we're gonna go one more time through. If it's a 30-second hold and you're spending 15 seconds getting in and getting comfortable and then falling out and then doing the same thing, maybe it's when you just pick a lower pose. I'm doing a lot of balance work with BOSUs in the last couple workouts, and it's very humbling when you change that balance around. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. All right, one more time each, and then we'll go back down to the ground and kind of get situated to finish class. All right, bend that leg, get on in, and let's go for one. 29 and 30. Walk it around. All right, last time. Let's lift that leg up and breathe. And 30. All right, let's shake it out. Let's come to the front of our mat. Let's bring our arms up, back, bend really intensely, and then swan dive it down. Bring those hands to the ground. Come to a halfway lift, and then come back down. Walk those feet out to a plank or come onto the knees, and then nice and slowly lower it down to the ground and come into a Sphinx. And enjoy that really nice low back stretch. You can bring yourself up as high or as low as you would like. And let's turn that head to the side. And so I'm turning my head to the right side. I'm just going to bend my left knee. If I want to reach back and grab it, I can. Totally optional. And then release. I'm going to take that leg and cross it over the other. And so I'm going to be more on that one hip. So I'm going to turn my head to the right again. I'm on my right hip, and my left leg is crossed over my right. All right, and then I'm going to release everything. Now I'm going to turn my head to the left. I'm going to bend my right knee, and I can grab it. Grab my foot if I want. I'm going to straighten that leg, and I'm going to cross it over the other side. I'm on my left hip, and I'm going to look over to the left. So you should really intensify that stretch. And then release back to our Sphinx, and let's just look down. And then releasing it, so we're going to roll over onto our back. So we want to get there, so it's fine. Anything that you want for your Shavasana, make sure you bring it during this time. I'm going to do one more little rotation, so crossing one leg over, dropping those knees to the side, opening up into our cactus field goal shape, and doing another rotation. Now, if you don't need the torso rotation because of what we just did, maybe you worry more about opening up the chest here. And then release that, coming through center and the other side. release. Let's straighten ourselves out and come into the Shavasana position of our choice. Remembering it could be anything. It doesn't have to be this kind of corpse pose. Traditionally it is, but it doesn't mean that you have to do it in yours. So we're going to spend about 2 minutes in this, and then we're going to come out of it together. Alright, let's wiggle those fingers and toes. Bend those knees. Bring those hands behind the thighs. And let's rock and roll 5 times. And sit up on the 6th. 2, 3, 4, 5, and let's sit up on that 6th. And 6. Let's bring those legs in front. And let's do 3 rolls to one side. And go the other way. And then bring those knees together. Give them a big squeeze. And we are good for today's class. Thank you so much for coming to our little half-hour Yoga Express. If you're looking for something longer, remember we have those 45-minute sessions on Thursday morning and Friday with Yin. Have a lovely day, and if you're looking for a special class, let us know. We'll be glad to help you out.